Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening as appropriate. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are about 7 minutes out from the start of the tournament today. We welcome Zone and the Time Lord event to the game, heralding that we are just a few short days away from being able to obtain him and gaining access to the Time Lord deck with the upcoming mini box. Looks like the leaks were just the skills today. You can find those on the Duel Links Meta website, of course. Wait, hold up. There's literally a sulfur cord link in the, what? What? Excuse me? What? Excuse me? I don't know if I'm ready for this. Is it? No, it's not that it's broken or anything. Sulfur cord are by no means broken. It's just, I guess it's a little surprising just because it's a relatively recent, in the grand scheme of things, archetype. It's kind of like up there with like finding out that you're getting like, oh, we got like a Tri-Brigade leak, and it's like, excuse me, what? Because if I remember correctly, Sulfur Cord are like newer than even like a deck like Tri-Brigade is. That's all that I mean. How good are they? Oh, I mean, by modern TCG standards, they're not good at all. They just don't do enough. They're not broken enough. For Duel Links, though, they could absolutely be a decent deck. We are just a few minutes away from the start of the tournament. That sounds like a Cosmos situation. Well, I mean that's a fundamentally different issue. Cosmo would have been fine if they got the cards that they needed. You can always screw over a deck by not giving them their support. Like, if you brought full power Sulfur to the game, they would be insanely good. Just because that's a different level of card release. Full power anything is going to be good, probably, depending on how recent it is. You believe Quentin will give them what they need. Keep that hope alive, my friend. I believe. Last minute joiners, will you get your deck submission in or not? That is the true test of skill here in the Duel Links Meta Grand Prix single elimination. All right, looks like the drops have gone through. So we will be heading over to the bracket and clicking the start button. The tournament has begun. Some of you may be in round 2, waiting for your to finish. So pay attention to the brackets. There will be no more pings here, but I will try to announce on screen. Good luck, duelists! A message from Aaron at exactly the tournament start time. Yo, too late to sign up? Question mark? Yes, sir. Well, keep in mind, Country Reb, it's not a buy. It is not everyone has a match immediately. You are essentially in round 2 already, waiting for the previous match to finish. Single elimination tournaments will do that when there is not enough people to make a perfect bracket. And by perfect, I mean something like divisible by 16, etc. Hello, Alucardo. Are you ready to duel for the future, my friend? Survey at the top, Master G at the bottom. Getting a triple set and a set monster. That is not what you want to see as your opening combo as a Synchron player. But hopefully this will get us into a better position in the following turns. At the top, however, Survey appears to have opened exactly what he needs. Lady Debug to the field, adding a copy of Mirror to hand. What do I think about the new skills? I'll be honest with you, I only had a chance to read over them ever so slightly, but they do seem fine overall. Obviously the Quasar one was not as broken as we thought it was going to be, which is good. The Red Dragon Archfiend one seems fine. Roaring Soul. This skill can be used once per duel by sending one Fiend-type monster from your hand to the graveyard. Send one Resonator or one level 4 Dark Fiend-type monster from your deck to the graveyard. Then add one level 4 Fiend-type monster to your hand. You cannot special summon monsters during this duel except for Synchro monsters, Tuner monsters, and special summoning from the hand. Oh god, why did you... Bro, do you not understand that Ibli is a card that exists? Why? Okay, anyways, you can also use each of the effects once per duel. If you control Red Dragon Archfiend, return one Fiend-type monster on your field and one in your hand to the deck. Then set one Red Rain to your field from the deck. During this tool, defense position Resonator monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's fine. Slowly chewing through this back row. A new pendulum skill at the United Pendulums at the beginning of the duel. Add pendulum zones to your field. The following effect can be used once per duel. Select one pendulum monster you control and place it into your pendulum zone. Then select one pendulum monster in your deck with the same original type with a different name and place it into your pendulum zone. Then negate both cards' effects until the end of the turn. The turn you activate this skill, you can only special summon from your extra deck once, except for pendulum summons. This skill can be used if at the start of the duel, at least half of the cards in your deck are pendulum monsters with the same type. That's pretty good generic pendulum. I like that. Okay, well, looks like that set back row was enough to get Master G the win, and we did draw into Junk Synchron, which meant we had full combo. Yeah, I'm actually, that pendulum skill is actually all right. Other leaked cards including Burden of the Mighty. That's pretty funny. Looks like we got basically all the Time Lords coming. Exiled and Shalnark, you want to check in. Joshy Fishy and Ramon, you want to check in. All right, Master G going first this time. We're actually going to open a playable hand. Starting off of the Synchro Climb, we're going to be going into Junk Warrior. Junk Converter will return to the Junk Synchron to the field. Hello, Yigla, or Yiggle. How you doing? Yigel. I apologize for butchering that. Come forth, Stardust Dragon. The hopes of the world coalesce into a single star. We will then activate the skill here, getting the Formula Synchron and passing to our opponent. Normal summoning the Falco. Special summoning the Fowl. We're going to add a copy of Gazelle to hand off of the Signet back door. We're going to respond with a Book of Moon. However, we do have the Signet Crosswipe to go after that other back row. We will allow that to go through. It was just an, quote-unquote, just an MST. Gazelle, special summoning, as it has seen the Falco go to the graveyard. Keep in mind, at any point, we're going to be able to quick effect Synchro into Shooting Star Dragon, which we will do so right here. Oh, Stardust Warrior, okay. Hello, Dr. Dinosaurio, welcome. We will return Gazelle to the hand to summon out the Falco to the graveyard. Link summon into the Balinks. Stardust Warrior says no. At the end of the turn, come forth, Stardust Warrior. We just need one more monster, which we have. Come forth, Junk Synchron. Unfortunately, Sir V will fall before the might of Master G's Synchrons in a quick 2-0 victory. You missed the tournament because I forgot to tag you 14 times. Unlucky. Valk and Deborah, you want to check in. How is Zedo Meso doing? I'm not sure. And yes, Dr. Dinosaurio, on these streams, because I basically literally roll out of bed into the chair and begin streaming, there will be no cam. Thank you for your understanding. Sorry guys, I can't be bothered to make myself pretty for you. Not today. Excuse me? Activating Kyoto Waterfront. Well, what am I even seeing? I I actually showed up for the other deck in this one, but yeah, appears to be Kaiju Synchrons. Gaining tokens here. Yep, just keep adding them. Into the Stardust Dragon, come forth. Shooting Star Road. At the top, Kuya Hertz. Showing themselves to be on the new Dark Magician deck. We're going to activate Secrets of Dark Magic. Come forth the Dark Magicians. Necro Valley, which will cause us to be able to draw. Apprentice Illusion Magician by discarding the Compulse. That's a hell of a steep cost. But hey, I guess that's okay. Come forth Dark Magician. Should we have a quick effect synchroed earlier is the question here. Well, it's too late to decide. We're going to go ahead and try and do so now, but it looks like Kuya Hertz has the answer. We're going to go ahead and activate Book of Moon, removing our ability to do so. And while this does not appear to be lethal, neither does it look like it's game over for Lightsworn just yet. Tightroid will keep us from taking any damage, and back to you, Lightsworn. Activating the Kaitu Waterfront, searching for a copy of Radian, the multi-dimensional kaiju. However, that will give a draw to Kuya Hertz off of the Dark Magician. Giving our opponent a kaiju and then summoning our own. Using the effect of Dogron, the often non-used effects of the kaijus, we're able to wipe our opponent's entire board. Does not attack, however. What? Apparently thinking our opponent has Destiny Draw? Or can we not attack? This card cannot attack the turn. Okay, yeah. No, the card literally can't attack. Alright, well, we do have a Dark Magical Circle, and as such, we're able to banish the Dogron. Do we have another magician in hand? We do. Secrets of Dark Magic is going to use the Dark Magician and the Dark Magician from hand to allow us to go into a Dark Magician's, which will give us the lethal attack. Kuya Hertz will win game number 1, but Lightsworn, I think, has won our hearts. Duel. Okay, at the top, Lightsworn is going to just pass? Really? Huh? Sure sure I agree with that play, but okay. Tightroid will keep us alive. Going into a copy of the Dark Magicians, getting in for 28. And another copy of the Dark Magician. Oh no! I understand what we were going there for, but I think we may have made a misplay by not actually going into our synchro line. Unlucky. That said, thank you, Lightsworn, for showing us the fact that kaijus have other effects. And we are coming up on our first ad break, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and do a 2-minute quick be right back. Stick around and we will have our next matches right back.
Duel!
Of course I was muted. Of course. Whatever, is what it is. Do we have a Flamel? We have the Flamel and another Starry Knight, Starry Dragon in hand. Able to take out the Crimson Blader here. Get poppin'. And suddenly things are back in Refresh's court. We could have access to another feast play here. Yo, is that my boy Sean? Hey, bro. Wasn't a... Oh. Okay, no memes here. Hey, bro. Wasn't a car accident. I'm okay, though. Nothing broken. Well, glad to hear that you are okay. Like... Are we talking like a 5 mile per hour fender bender, or was this like something a bit more serious than that? Car total. Oh, whoa. 40 to 50 mile per hour slammer car totaled. Oh my god. Well, I am glad you are okay, my friend. Holy crap. I am glad to hear you're at least okay. Double Petrulia to the field. Starry Knight, Starry Dragon return to us. Hackney Frog and Puzzles, you need to check in. And coming back from the brink, Refresh is able to win game number 2 for the 2-0 sweep. Well done, duelists. I have been involved in 2 car accidents in my life. One was just my vehicle, and one was a combined like 10 mile per hour fender bender. Thankfully, surprisingly, the one that was just my vehicle was the scarier one. It was like December. Actually, surprisingly, both of my accidents happened during the winter. And technically only one of them was ice related, though. So I lived in a small town that was about 20 minutes outside of where I live now, which is a large city. And I was heading home, and there apparently was some black ice that had formed. I'm a very defensive driver, so I don't tend to go very quick or very aggressive with my driving, but I just hit a stretch of black ice as I crested a hill and lost control of the vehicle crossed over the opposing lane of traffic and then like did a side swipe of the guardrail. Just happened in seconds. Thankfully, he didn't really do any damage. Not really. But like I sat there and was basically like shook, like legit shook, like, because, you know, I was a young driver at the time. I didn't have a ton of experience, and I was just like, what the hell happened? And I still had like a 15-minute drive through like basically the equivalent of like side roads to get back to where I lived at the time. So like, I kid you not. Yo, what up, Fabienne, my friend? Thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, I was like clutching the steering wheel and just absolutely shook. Like, is it gonna happen again? Is it gonna happen again? Is it gonna happen again? The 5th accident in your life, and all of them you got. Sean, would you like to explain why people want to keep slamming you, bro? What's going on? Flame High King Genghis. We're gonna get yoinking though. At least getting rid of the High Flame King Genghis. You know how it is. Listen, I'm a Ritual Beast main. This is my life. Galaxy Eyes, Cypher Dragon, rank up into the Photon, pop the back row Cypher Blade, pop the face down, getting in for 32, and pass back to you. Can you come back from this curry? Piercing the dark? No! Are we really gonna win off of piercing the darkness alone? We like literally could just attack here. We don't even have to do anything else. But Metal Foes Fusion going into the myth. You know what? This still wins the game for you, but this is nowhere. Okay, wait, no. Oh. Wait. Did we get punished here? Were you going for the BM? I mean, okay. Our opponent still has the ability to pierce the darkness, so we had to find a way to out that, so we're good. Puzzles and Zaga Zaga, your match is live. We have transitioned into the top 32. What other spicy matches we got? That is a mirror match. No, thank you. Ooh. We might come back and watch your match refresh in 7, GrandHarrier. I remember you from last week. Your deck was spicy. But we're gonna go ahead and watch Puzzles versus Zaga Zaga. Could a deck reliably summon Shooting Quasar, or is it a meme? Well, they are introducing a skill to allow you to summon it more reliably. I haven't actually read through it fully, the correct updated skill. Quote, a bond illuminates the future. Each of the following effects can be used once per duel. You can change the battle position of set monsters. Send one Synchron monster or one level 2 Wind Warrior type monster with 1000 or less attack from your hand to the graveyard, then add one Synchron monster from your deck to your hand and set one Synchro Chase from outside your deck. Send all monsters you control to the graveyard. If the total of original attack of the monsters sent to the graveyard is 2,500 or more, set 2 random signer dragons with different names out of 4 from outside your deck. Okay, that's pretty much what we expected from before. Can be used turn 3 and onward. Return 1 Stardust Dragon from your field/graveyard to your extra deck. Then change the level of all Synchro monsters you control to 2 and set 1 Lifestream Dragon from outside your deck. Okay, so on turn 3 or higher, that can definitely make Quasar Dragon. You just won't be able to do it turn 1, so your opponent will have a chance to set up. Do you think TG can do it as well? Probably. That will be interesting to see if people go the TG route instead. But yeah, I do think you're going to be able to build it or make Quasar happen. The question will be whether or not it's worth it. Hello, eHero XGP. Welcome to the stream. All right, Dark Magician, 1 back row. We are going to normal summon Elemental Hero Neos, adding a copy of Polymerization to our hand. Going into a Great Tornado, get Reducin'. Not going for the Super Poly here. Okay. I mean, I guess probably not worth it in this situation. Zomboy and Curry, your match is live. Akroma and Duan, your match is live. Rack down, get yoinkin'. There is a delay, though. Did we open a super polymerization? Hello, Zero. Alrighty. Back to Zaga Zaga. Newly drawn, newly activated Dark Magical Circle. Gina Song, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you greatly for that. Do consider joining our Discord for access to Duel Links events. Oh my god, we're able to use our opponent's Great Tornado, going into a copy of Dark Cavalry. Setting 1. Setting 2. And proceeding to the battle phase where we will beat over Elemental Hero Neos. Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier to the field, activating the first effect to resummon Elemental Hero Stratos to the field. Huya Hertz and Kexiled, you need to check in. Super polymerization in response to the activation of the back row pop of Elemental Hero Stratos, which means that we pop 2 back row here, taking out both of them and opening the way for lethal. Well done. Are we going to get some thoughts on Time Lord? Yeah, I'll formulate my thoughts in a little bit. Come forth, Elemental Hero Stratos to the field. Activating Dark Magical Circle. We are going to go into a copy of Dark Magician. This will force out the super polymerization as we threaten the Elemental Hero Neos. Discarding a copy of Stratos to go into Escuridan. We're going to be looking to have some disruptive back row to survive the following turn. Oh, or just open Dark Secret of Dark Magic, as the skill activation does give us the 2 magicians we need to make this live. Come forth, the Dark Magicians. Strong enough to beat over Escuridan. And on top of that, we have the Magicalized Fusion. Oh no! Super Poly, a bit of a menace to this deck, but it turns out that if you can just brute force your way through it, you're probably in a good spot. The Dark Magicians will activate, drawing us a card. Valk and Amazing, you need to check in. Beating over. No back row though. So, but if we activate a fusion spell, for example, we will give our opponent a draw 2 here. Unlucky. ID room, well ran. This is actually a tournament right now, so there is no one dual room ID. People have already signed up for the event, and we are proceeding. As you can see, we are currently in the top 32. Begin the Chain Link Elemental Hero Sunrise. The Dark Magicians will draw 2 cards, one of which we will be able to set, meaning we did potentially draw into some sort of disruptive back row. We're going to activate an additional copy of Miracle Fusion, which looks like it will be Great Tornado come forth. Get reducing. I don't think there was any delay there, though. Stratos to the field, forcing out the back row. Yeah, we can pull it, but I'm not going to do it when we've already got a match live. Or a tournament live. That's not how that works. This won't be lethal, as we will be able to float off of the Dark Magicians here. One from the deck, one from... well, both from the deck, rather, most likely. We're not... What? What? Why did we... Oh, beautiful. Changing our attack target to the Dark Magician. I don't know why we did that. That made absolutely no sense. I mean, yeah, you'd have to fight them eventually, but why not take out the Dark Magicians first so that they don't float? Regardless, thank you for that. I needed a good chuckle. A refresh and Curry, your match is live. Elemental Hero Neos to the field, activating the skill, grabbing a copy of Super Polymerization. Feels Bad Man, setting 2. revealing Dark Magician Girl to grab a copy of Dimension Conjurer and Dark Magician Girl. Dimension Conjurer activated. Adding a copy of Magical Dimension to hand. This is another way to force out the super polymerization. Discarding the Stratos. Come forth. As our two souls combine, Elemental Hero Escaridon. Do we have another copy of Magicalized Fusion? No, we do not. Book of Moon will ensure that the Escaridon survives. Summoning Liquid to the field, Liquid will be able to bring back the Stratos, and Stratos will be able to pop that back row. It was a magical dimension. Going into battle, the Dark Magicians will float here. For the Dark Magician, and come forth, Dark Magician Girl. And passing it back to Zaga Zaga, we're gonna get a copy of Secrets of Dark Magic. We can wipe the field here. So in that situation, we could have attacked, crashed, attacked. Did we have access to a third Dark Magician? Oh, it doesn't matter. So we would have attacked over both of the low-level dark heroes. The Escaridon would have gotten to 2,800. We go into our Dark Magicians, crash, float, attack game. That was giga lethal. Well done. Alrighty, we have Exiled versus Kuya Hertz. We're going to go ahead and Memories into purple. Purple into... Wait, what? Really now? We did not go for our main boss monster here. Okay. Dimension Conjurer, World Legacy Secrets. Will negate Secrets of Dark Magic to bring out our Dark Magicians. Dimension Conjurer. We will then book our monster here to stop them from activating. Purple Nightfall, searching for a copy of Blue Sky. Blue Sky, of course, will be able to get us an additional card search here. Searching for a copy of Avram. Avram to the field. We're going to Ties That Bind. Taking out the Dark Magician. We do float in the graveyard, so you cannot negate this. Book of Moon and double Book of Moon will keep our monsters safe. And pass back to Kuya. Alright, double back. Attacking over the 0 attack Link Disciple Dark Magician Girl with the help of the Apprentice Illusion Magician will score a quick lethal. You're in Shambles, the Skills Man. What specifically has you in Shambles, rather? Quasar skill and the new Jack skill. Like, what about them? What has them? What has them? Why are you in Shambles specifically? All right, Dark Magician to back row. We do open Swap Cleric. We're gonna go for the Link Disciple play. Swap Cleric, reduce and draw. Activating Secrets of Dark Magic. Taking away this column from our opponent. Yeah, I mean, we should not be surprised by that. Like, did you really think they were going to give you a turn 1 Omni Negate, Jabberwork? Like, be real. Be honest with yourself. Jack's skill doesn't prevent you from summoning in the way that you would want to summon, though, Jabberwork. You cannot special summon monsters during this duel except for synchro monsters, tuner monsters, and special summoning from the hand, which means, what are the graveyard summons that you would want to do? It's going to be like Red Rising Dragon bringing back a tuner monster, which meets the condition. while it's slightly annoying that they're being so restrictive in it, it does. I'm sure it'll be fine. Activating compulsory evacuation device. We're going to go ahead and draw one off of the Dark Magicians. Setting two more back row and passing back to Kuya Hertz. Well, of course TG is going to do it. Antimony, Bruno's got to show Yusei how it's done, right? Red Rain. If you control a level 8 or higher synchro monster, banish all monsters on the field except the monsters with the highest level. Also, the remaining face-up monsters on the field are unaffected by other card effects except their own until the end of this turn. If a Dark Dragon Synchro monster is synchro summoned to your field while this card is in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. Bro. What the hell? You sound exactly like Galactic God. What? Hello, by the way, Farfo. Welcome. We're just out here showing how much we heckin' love Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Attempting to draw off of the Dark Magicians with the activation of Dark Magical Circle. However, our skill drain at home is going to say no to that. Dimension Conjurer is going to add a copy of Magical Dimension to hand, which we will activate here. This will allow us to summon from our hand and get our destruction on. Come forth. Dark Magician to the field. This should activate our Dark Magical Circle, taking out both the Mech Knight Morningstar and the World Legacy Secrets. Effects are back on the table, boys. Dimension Conjurer's graveyard effect, allowing us to peek at the top two cards of our deck, then rearrange from our hand two cards back on the top of our deck. Get Sculptin. Two back row cards remain, although as the Mech Knight deck has been hit by the limited list, we can expect no limit 3 traps. So likely just Canadias or Memories here. There's Canadia number 1. And Book of Moon. All the monsters must go face down. Purple Nightfall returning to the field. We have one column to work with. Do we have another level 8 Purple Nightfall or Indigo Eclipse? Anyone? Juan and Gozu, your match is live. Be sure to check in. Normal summoning swap cleric. This will set us up for another Link Disciple play, potentially, assuming we run another copy. No, Nightmare Phoenix. Activating to target one of those back row cards. It will be the one that is unknown. No response. It was a Book of Moon, and as a Link monster cannot be booked, it has no effect. That was a pretty hefty investment of resources, though. Do we have another Mech Knight in the hand to get our offensive plays started once more? Yes, we do. Mech Knight Red Moon, unable to pop anything here, but we can boost with Ties That Bind, allowing us to potentially beat over at least one of these monsters. The ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense, protected by the Apprentice Illusion Magician. Get Babustin 2000 attack and defense, meaning that we are unable to destroy. And the balance of power switching back towards Kuyahertz. One back row card, unknown. We are going to go to battle. Book of Moon will ensure that we do not have lethal, but we will be able to take out the Red Moon. Hey Grand, we have a new pendulum skill for generic decks. Yes, I was quite happy with that one, actually. We'll talk about that in just a second. Mustafa, Hamel, and Bixie, your match is live. Taking out the Phoenix, and with no monsters left on the field, I attack with Dark Magician for game. GG. And I believe that was a 2-0. Yes, Kuyahertz winning. And moving on. Well done. Yes, the new pendulum skill is quite nice as a generic Chal pendulum skill for anyone. One of the major downsides of pendulums in Duel Links has obviously been that if you were not a pendulum deck specifically gifted by Konami, the Konami Angels, with a busted pendulum skill, then you were just kind of SOL. However, they have started to put in, hey Kexiled, welcome. They have started to put in some really nice generic skills, and in it, one of which is the new United Pendulums, which we will be getting. At the beginning of the duel, add pendulum zones to your field. The following effect can be used once per duel. Select one pendulum monster you control and place it in your pendulum zone. Then, select one pendulum monster in your deck with the same original type, but with a different original name, and place it into your pendulum zone. So basically, one pendulum monster on the field, put it into your pend zone, get a free scale from the deck. Then negate both cards' effects until the end of the turn. So that seems fair, since you get to sculpt the exact pendulum scale from your deck. If it didn't get negated, that could be pretty busted, so that's fair. Then, the turn you activate this skill, you can only special summon from your extra deck once, except for pendulum summons. So that means that one Synchro, one Xyz, one Link, etc. This skill can only be applied if at the start of the duel, at least half of the cards in your deck, excluding extra deck, are pendulum monsters with the same type. This is a really good one. Why have tournament no tell me? Well, Twitch Profure, I know you're in the Discord, and I am sure that you are aware that we have a role called Tournament Creation and Tournament Participants. If you clicked those neat little buttons, then you would receive a notification when tournaments go live. So you have no one to blame but yourself. And then on top of that, in the leaked cards, and I'm sure you guys saw this as well, one of the linked cards is, wait for it, Grand Sulfachord Musica. Excuse me? Sulfachord's coming to Duel Links, question mark? Monka W, the music girls are coming. Where? In the data mined links. What are the leaks? Well, it is not the new box. It is, however, some cards such as Burden of the Mighty, Grand Sulfachord Musica, Shooting Quasar Dragon, Cephalon the Ultimate Time Lord, Time Maiden, Gabrion the Time Lord, Lezion the Time Lord, Infinite Machine, Infinite Light, Thadion the Time Lord, Helion the Time Lord, Empty Machine, and then the zone level ups have been confirmed as Medion the Time Lord, Zaphion the Time Lord, Raphion the Time Lord, and Camion the Time Lord. Twitch Pro Fury, yes, the tournament has already begun, my friend. I do apologize. You can always join next time. Let us find another match here. Ooh, we got a spicy one. You can't see the tournament. Of course you can't see. What? All right, Curry is currently up a game, and this is the top 16 now. Refresh at the top, Curry at the bottom. Refresh is on Starry Night, and at the bottom we have Curry on Metal Foes. We're going to scale the Steelin, scale the Volflame. Go ahead and pop, grabbing ourselves a copy of the Metal Foes Fusion. Time Lords seem dirt cheap. Probably. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I don't look forward to the possibility of that being that being the case. Time Lords infesting the extra deck set, or the ladder rather, seems like the worst possible timeline, but what are you gonna do? Embrace it for what it is. If Time Lords are meta, I can run War Rocks again. Oh my god, you can. Meteor Dragon Sweep, let's go! We're gonna go ahead and activate Ceremony. Ceremony get popping, Compulse sending back to the deck, and just like that, Refresh has broken this board here. Flamel to the field, attack, attack, lethal, and Starry Night will win game number 2. Oh. They made all the Time Lords free so they could ban restrict the ones that are an issue later. I mean, maybe. Alrighty. Game number 3. The winner will move on to the top 8. At the top, Curry activating Piercing the Darkness, Luster Pendulum the Draco Slayer, and Bismugear. Bismugear pop will allow us to get another copy. We will then pop the Luster Pendulum for a Metal Foes Fusion, Rescue Rabbit to the field. For double Gold Driver, Piercing the Darkness will draw us a card. Metal Foes Fusion activating here. We will go for a copy of... Will we go for Alcahest here? Indeed, come forth Alcahest. This will give us a good suck interruption. Scaling the Cleafort Scout activation will be able to grab us a copy of Cleafort Monolith from the deck. We can then activate our skill Pendulum Change Basic, sending the Cleafort Scout back to the deck to grab a copy of Metal Foes Volflame. Volflame is a level 8 or a level 8 scale, which unfortunately does conflict with the Bismugear. However, we can pop Bismugear to get us another copy of Metal Foes Fusion or the full Metal Foes, which is what we will be going for. This will allow us to, on the opponent's turn, quick effect fusion. So if our Alcahest gets disrupted, we do have the ability to good suck once again. Right, you are staring down 2 interruptions here. Starry Night is not known for making aggressive pushes, so we will most likely just be setting up for the following turn. Rail, upon normal summon, adding any Starry Night spell or trap to the deck. We will go for the Arrival, the continuous spell that will allow us to, bounce our Starry Night, Starry Dragon over and over. Ripple setting here, going to the end phase, does not even try and force out the activation in battle, but it doesn't matter. We will just get the good suck during the end phase. Bullflame, gonna pop the Rael. This will allow us to get another copy of Metal Foes Fusion. Piercing the Darkness is a very interesting addition to this deck. Actually, there's a bit of debate within the Metal Foes community on whether or not you should play this card, and if you play it, if you should max out on it or not. Some have been advocating for a simple single inclusion, while others do feel that it is worth going 3 deep for. What do you think, guys? Good addition to the deck? Meme? You don't like Piercing the Darkness. Is it because of the potential to brick? Here seeing the darkness effect activating. It's probably like one of those situations where in some games it's great and in some games it's kind of mid. But like right here, for example, Curry has already drawn like 2 cards off of it, more than justifying its inclusion. Three seems like too much. Interesting. Fusing into another copy of Mythrillium. This is a hell of a stacked board. Mythrillium effect activating. This is not looking good for refresh. Any monster he summons will get the good suck. Double Mythrillium, we have the ability to suck on the opponent's turn, rather. So it doesn't do anything this turn, but something to keep in mind. All of these monsters will be able to beat over any monster they fight because of piercing the darkness. How do I feel about the new character? I mean, I'm always down for any new character's inclusion, especially when they're going to potentially make a deck type good. If you go to the leaks page, you will see that Time Lords have a bunch of skills, and I'm sure at least one of them will make the deck at least playable, which is obviously a very good thing. But yes, for most people, you see a new character. I see a new source of gems. We are not the same. $2,600 damage. Another 19. Activating Full Metal Foes Fusion. This is going to bring 2 more bodies to the field. Orichalc, come forth, Mythrillium, summoning one of our pendulum monsters, likely going to be the Volflame. Going for the Gold Driver. We can stop this lethal push, but we will lose our the monster summoned. Flamel effect, activate. Come forth, Starry Knight, Starry Dragon. Oh God, wait a second. Oh no, we are just giga dead here if this goes through. Okay. Compulse will keep us alive. What? Why were we not able to use Piercing the Darkness here? Oh, level 5 or higher. Good. We could have summoned out the Volflame, couldn't we? Yeah, why did we get the Gold Driver and not the Volflame? We had Volflame in the extra deck. We're going to use a Graveyard effect of Rael that will allow us to special summon the Flamel from the graveyard, using both to go into a Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, and this should be, yep, death here. Get Reducin, get Baboostin. Oh, and we're just going for BM here. Flamel, I mean, it's not really BM, but it's kind of BM, because we had lethal anyways. Returning Starry Night, Starry Dragon to the hand, arrival activating. The dragon is pissed. He returns to the field. Taking out the Gold Driver. We will then go to battle. Goodbye, Gold Driver, and Starry Night, Starry Dragon will find lethal. Refresh, winning game number 3. You kind of feel bad because you want both those decks to win, but you know that they can't. Valk, this is a single elimination event, which means it is one deck, no side. So we are siding nothing. Do we still have Metal Foes? We are checking. No. All the Metal Foes are now out. Confirmed in the top 8 is Kuya Hertz, who is on Dark Magician. Master G, who is on Synchron. Amazing, who is on Phantom Knights, and Zaga Zaga, who is on Dark Magician. Where are the hero players? I believe most of them were knocked out in the top 16 or the top 32. We had one, where is it at? Puzzles made it to the top 16 and was up against Zaga Zaga. And despite having access to super polymerization turn 1 every game, still managed to not quite pull it out. Dwan at the top, Gozu at the bottom. Dwan is on Salomon Great Code Talkers. We're going to go into the Decode Talker here using the microcoder from hand, allowing us to search for a copy of our Cynet Spell or Trap, likely going to be either Cynet Crosswipe or Backdoor. It is the Crosswipe. Is that the real Gozu or Gozu 2? I'm not sure what that means, but Gozu 2, I guess? But their name on the Discord is just Gozu. Firewall Dragon, activating Recoded Alive into our shooting code talker. We're going to be able to, bounce here, going into the Phantom Knight Breaksword. Bouncing. It says Gozu 2. I mean, I don't know what to say other than what I see on Start GG is Gozu's name. Gozu is an entity. Gozu is more of a concept, actually. It's like a fundamental force of nature. Able to break through this board of Firewall Dragon and Cross Swipe, protecting ourselves with the Forbidden Lance, allowing us to go into our Dark Rebellion Dragon. We're going to be able to search for a copy of the Phantom Knight's rank up launch, setting it and giving us access to it on the following turn. Signet Mining, discarding, grabbing a copy of Falve. Normal summoning Jack Jaguar, special summoning the Foul, returning the Foul to hand with the Falco effect. Going into Jack Jaguar, we will then go into Nightmare Unicorn, get spinning. Rank up launch will allow us to go into our Requiem Dragon, and we will pass back. Attempting to reduce. What happened here? So we would have dodged the reduced, beat over. Okay, well, Gozu, as that fundamental force of nature, is irresistible and wins game number 2. I remember saying hi to Gozu and he replied with Monko. I don't even know what it means, but it's probably not good. Huh? And hopefully I didn't just say something that's going to get me in trouble. Oh, here's a match I've actually been wanting to see for a while. Oh, God. Okay, well, thank you for that, Chromatus. I will never say that again. Awesome. Top 7 is not a thing, if I could see. There we go. Duel. We have Kuya Hertz versus Refresh. This is going to be Dark Magician versus Starry Knight. As you know, Starry Knight, Starry Dragon really heckin' hates dark monsters. Dark Magician, seeing the activation of Circle, is going to be able to draw a card. If we have access to a Balefire, Balefire would be able to special summon a Starry Knight, Starry Dragon directly from the deck. and not able to capitalize. Forced to set 3 and pass. GrandHarrier, perfectly okay with clogging the field, is going to go ahead and activate Dark Magical Circle. In South America, people say it to mean someone is playing bad. Damn, bro. Aaron, you got roasted. How does it feel? Normal summoning Dark Magician to the field. We're going to go ahead and banish. Forcing out the Book of Moon, but I think our opponent's probably actually okay with that. Necro Valley, mildly annoying to a Starry Night deck, but we have ways to out it, so it's probably not that big of a deal. Dark Magician will get in for 2,500. That will be half of his life points, putting him on a clock. Normal summoning Ray-El. Ray-El able to search for a Starry Night Speller Trap. I don't know how feasible it is, nor if they would ever actually do it. But one of the changes I would like to see them implement from Master Duel to Duel Links would be, I do agree that the royal finishes are a much nicer form of shiny card. So it would be nice if they did that, but it is what it is. Obviously, our prismatics were what you could do as a game that was launched 6 years ago, but attacking into the Dark Magician, banishing it, getting in for 25, and then Ray-El will seal the deal with an 1,800 direct attack. Lethal.
Duel.
Alrighty. Refresh will be starting things off here today. Can you finish the event, Inari, if you don't have the character yet? Activating, adding a copy of Starry Night Arrival. Balefire will activate to add a copy of Starry Night, Starry Dragon, 3 back row, including the ability to special summon a Starry Night, Starry Dragon and get poppin'. GrandHarrier will activate the skill, Magician's Magic, sending a Dark Magician Girl back to the deck, adding a copy of Dimension Conjurer and Dark Magician Girl to their hand. Come forth, Secrets of Dark Magic. In response to the Secrets of Dark Magic, we will activate Starry Night Arrival. Special summoning the Starry Night, Starry Dragon from our hand. Dark Magicians will see the activation of Starry Night, Starry Arrival and go to draw a card. However, Starry Night, Starry Dragon will pop, allowing the Dark Magicians to float. Was this the correct thing to do? We will find out in just a moment. Looks like we do have the breakdown thanks to Metal Overdrive. Thank you so much, my friend. I do appreciate your help. Necro Valley to the graveyard, setting 2. Starry Night, Starry Dragon is a dark monster, does not, or rather, sees that you are a dark monster and does not care, cannot be destroyed in battle by dark monsters. We will, however, be able to take out the Rael. MST on one of the back row. It is a Compulse. Let's go. Go ahead and get this breakdown. Balefire effect activating. This is going to be able to add a copy or any one of our monsters from deck to hand. This includes a Starry Night, Starry Dragon, but even if we don't, we will be able to summon a Starry Night, Starry Dragon, as we have no monsters on the field, and we see that you have dark monsters, which we are not okay with. Taking out one of the Dark Magicians, activating Starry Night Ceremony, and normal summoning the Rael. Here is the breakdown today. 11 Phantom Knights, 6 Salamangreat Code Talker, 3 Burning Abyss, 1 Phantom Knight, or PK Fire, 3 as well of DDD, Dark Magician, Metal Foes, and Mech Knight, then 2 each of Rose Dragon, 6 Samurai, Synchron, and in the Singleton category we have Hero, Infernoid, Madolche, Odd Eyes, Starry Night, and World Chalice. It should be noted that the current top 8 is Dark Magician, Starry Night, Synchron, Phantom Knight, 2 more Phantom Knights in a mirror match. Thank you for knocking one of you out. And then Dark Magician and Salamangreat Code Talker. So 3 Phantom Knight, 2 Dark Magician, and then 1 each of Starry Night, Synchron, And Salomon Great Code Talker. Refresh. We'll win game number 2 with that Starry Night sweep. I now know Tier 0 Scary. Okay, let's go ahead and find another match. I had a Starry Night account in December. I lost it and I regret it. Oh no! Inari! You had everything! Dark Rebellion. We're going to go ahead and activate Treason Phantom, allowing us to remove those materials. We'll then search for a copy of the Phantom Knight rank up launch, using it to go into our Requiem Dragon and setting to back row. Good luck, Master G. Book of Moon will allow us to actually make plays here. Junk forward, Junk Synchron going into Coral Dragon. Interesting. We will get Crackdown here, but we do have the Forbidden Lance. Book of Moon, however, will put us face down. And this does mean... Okay. Unlucky. Is that Synchron? Yes, it is. Unfortunately, I do believe Synchrons have a pretty bad matchup into Phantom Knights. So, good luck, gamer. In top 8, yes, indeedy. Master G is a very good Synchron player. He has been well known in the Duel Links community as a Synchron player for a very long time. So if anyone was going to pilot the deck to success, it would be him. However, again, it can be rough when you're up against back row and a negate, so you need to have all the answers. You would be much better off going first in this situation so that you could at least get to Stardust Warrior. Activating Tuning, grabbing a copy of Junk Synchron and milling a Tuning. We are just going to set one and another. Oh no. What is our hand, bro? What? No. Going into the Phantom Knight of Breaksword. We can force out that back row now. It is a Compulse. We can send the Requiem Dragon back to the extra deck. However, by activating Wings, we ensure that we will have lethal potential here. Returning both of the Phantom Knights to the field as level 4 will allow us to go into Malevolent Sin. Malevolent Sin can get banishing. And we have a lethal play outside of any hand trap. Wings bringing back the Phantom Knights of Breaksword here. And we will get the concession scoop. Unlucky. Synchron's falling before the might of Phantom Knights. Should have gone for Junk Destroyer game 1. Probably. But we also could have interrupted regardless, I think. So I don't think it really mattered all that much, to be honest. Anyways, you did well, Master G. Thank you as always for showing off your deck. We had fun watching you earlier in the tournament. The other Dark Magician in the top 8, looking to avenge his fallen comrade, is up against Ends and their Salamangreat Code Talker. Secrets of Dark Magic. Activate. This will allow us to go into a copy of the Dark Magicians. Do we have some back row? We have Magicalized Fusion. This will allow us to go into another copy of the Dark Magicians. The first one of which we'll see the card draw, and we have 2. This is absolutely cracked. Had we not clogged the field, we would be able to potentially draw 2, set 2. But regardless, upon the first activation of a spell or trap, as long as it does not disrupt either of these Dark Magicians, we will be able to draw 2. That card advantage can spiral out of control very quickly. Activating Salamangreat Circle, likely going to add the Gazelle to our hand. Dark Magicians activating here. Is this mandatory? You can. So very interesting that we are not electing to wait until we've activated one of our own back row to potentially set up another interruption. Why is he drawing? He can't set. He must be confident in his back row. We did also technically see at least one of the cards. Zaga Zaga is one of the top players that I have personally encountered in the game, so I will be shocked if he is misplaying here. So there must be a method to his madness. This is actually a very interesting inclusion. So a lot of the, not a lot, but some of the Salamangreat Code Talker decks have been including one copy of Reclusia just as a surprise gotcha. Forcing out one of those back row. It's not really Salad Crusadia. They literally just play one copy of Reclusia because of its ability to just force out a back row or a monster or something. That's literally it. What does it do? You can special summon this card in defense position to a zone your link monster points to. If it is normal or special summoned to a zone a link monster points to, you can target, you can target one Crusadia card you control, which is going to be itself, and one card your opponent controls, destroy them. The other thing that, as mentioned, it is a fire monster, so it synergizes with the rest of the Salamangreat core as well. Track down number 2. We will sign it backdoor in response. Grabbing a copy of Microcoder. So we can special summon the mirror here. Oh my god, we're actually still going to be able to get to our Decode Talker. God damn. Falco activating by sending Mirror back to hand. Mirror, as it was added to the hand, will be able to special summon itself. Mirror plus Falco plus the Microcoder. Will give us access to our Decode Talker play if we so desire. But does it actually do anything? Not a big fan of Code Talker Salad. Well, I mean, I've actually seen a lot of people say they like it just because it reminds them of combo style decks, and I understand it. You basically navigate to your build-a-board. Shui, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. I do appreciate that. That is very kind of you. We have no protection here, so we will be able to wipe this board. Returning Magical Dimension to the deck. This will give us a copy of Dimension Conjurer and Dark Magician. This will be able to clear one from the board. And this should be lethal. Oh yeah, this is beyond lethal. Okay, this is beyond lethal. Oh my god, this man's about to take everything from him. Circle, banishing. Both of the Dark Magicians will activate to draw a card. We're going to set 1, take out the mirror. 25, 28, and lethal. I heckin' love Dark Magician. Zaga Zaga will win game number 1. Never thought I'd be so happy to see Dark Magician players. Yeah, no, the ride that Dark Magician has gone on in like the past week or two has been kind of crazy, because everyone looked at that skill initially in the structure deck and were like, there is no way this is gonna do anything. This is just another meme. The deck's gonna come, your whales are gonna buy it. Thank you for helping fund Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and then move on, and everyone else would just like, you know, I'll just continue playing like, you know, a good deck. But the way that they built this skill to specifically kind of force the deck down a route of being a more aggressive version. So obviously the deck still plays back row, but that's just decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. But the fact that it does force a more aggressive play style is a refreshing change of pace. On top of that, the fact that it does have a pretty good matchup specifically against a deck like Phantom Knights, just because you're like, good monster negate nerd. Anyways, normal summon Dark Magician. Mirror into the Balinks effect, adding a copy of Sanctuary to hand. Sanctuary, your existence is little more than an activation cost for Salamangreat Fowl. Oh my god. Jaguar activating. We're going to go ahead and return to resummon to the field. I mean, yes, obviously there are some monsters you can negate it, but the deck can operate without its monster effects, which is the key part. On top of that, you can also God Hand by getting, you know, Dark Magical Circle into normal summon Dark Magician and just banish it, which obviously is IMST Dark Magician back row. He draws one and says, real! Come forth, Decode Talker, adding a copy of Cross Wipe. We're going to activate our skill, going into a copy of Firewall Dragon. Activating the Recoded Alive, Banish. Bring forth the Shooting Code Talker. We have at least 2 interruptions here. Firewall Dragon can bounce, and the Cross Wipe can destroy. And we navigate this. Normal summon Blue Eyes when? Next year. First day of playing Dark Magician, the opponent MSTs my Book of Moon. I draw into Book of Moon, set it, and can use it. Oh no. Anyways. Real. Dimension Conjurer, normal summoned. We're going to be able to add a copy of Magical Dimension to hand. Mirror, added to hand, will be able to special summon itself, likely wants to do so, as material or tribute cost for the Cross Wipe. Tornado Dragon would be a fantastic inclusion, but I don't know, maybe they're just scared about the fact that, like, it would absolutely decimate back row. In theory. We could probably get it, though. It's probably fine. Apprentice Illusion Magician activating by discarding the Dark Magician Girl. We're going to add the copy of Dark Magician to hand. Going for a link play. You're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? You're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? No coaching. Discarding Dark Magician to the graveyard. Adding another copy of Dark Magician. Is it happening? Okay. Did not do what I thought we might do. Declaring an attack on the Firewall Dragon. We will chain Magical Dimension. This will force out the Firewall effect. Get returning to the hand. Gazelle, seeing the mirror go to the graveyard, will dump and so I really thought we were about to see a Quintet Magician play there. He was really hinting at it really hard. And actually, unfortunately, looks like that was game 3. I did not notice that we had already played a game. So, Ends actually wins in a 2-1 victory. Are there modern decks that still tribute summon? Like, that are played in the game right now? Not really. If you mean in the TCG or OCG, yeah, what's the last one that did that? Flunder Ease, excuse me. Cannot speak today. Anything else? What would be the version of a deck that did it beforehand? Would it be True Draco? Monarchs, True Draco, Fluunderies? Alrighty, moving on to the top 4. We have Refresh, See, Go Zoo, and Ends. Killed off a whole summoning mechanic because it's slow. I mean, yes and no. Like, yeah, kinda. I mean, here's the thing, though. All tribute summon, you know, stuff like True Draco and Fluunderies and whatnot kind of looked at the mechanic of tribute summoning and said, how can we modernize this? To the same degree that decks like Branded Despia tried to do so with the, well, not specifically Branded Despia, but like the Red Eyes fusion and the Branded fusion, etc. Basically making cards specifically busted to break the mechanic. Obviously, decks like Fluunderies and True Draco tried to do the same by putting a twist to the mechanic of tributing. And there is always the potential that in the future you might see Konami try to do that again, because obviously, given enough length of time, Konami is going to try anything and everything so long as the game continues and you're looking for new ideas. So who knows, you know, eventually at some point we might get something like, you contribute this by, you know, tributing a monster from your deck. Or something like equally stupid, but funny. It's just a matter of seeing that happen. So we're gonna have no disruptive back row here. Balefire, this is perfect. We're gonna search for a copy of Starry Night, Starry Dragon. Starry Night, Starry Dragon is gonna attempt to pop and is gonna be successful because we did not use our monster negate. All you had to do was use one of your negates, but instead you got greedy, attempted to use your Phantom Knight wings to keep your materials. Your opponent had the book, pops your Requiem, then could attack. Well, wait, why did we scoop? That wasn't even lethal yet. You had the graveyard effect of wings. Oh, well, maybe just got salty. You were in a bad position anyways, so understandable. Okay, so hear me out. We come up with monsters that can tribute your opponent's monsters from their hand.
Duel.
Let me hand loop my opponent is all I'm asking for. All right, fragile armor, discarding the cloak, cloak searching for boots. We're gonna go ahead and gloves into boots, into grease, into Leviair. Leviair bring back the cloak, going into our Rebellion Dragon. Activating the skill, dumping the material, allowing us to search for a copy of Rank Up Launch, giving us access to the Xyz Requiem once again, and one back row. Our opponent, however, this time does not open Busted. Unlucky. Generic field spell that lets you not special summon from the extra deck, but you can treat monsters in your extra deck as a tribute summon fodder. Could you imagine? Like, first of all, how do you balance that? I'm gonna tribute 2 copies of my Entes, and oh, look at that! I also popped 2 cards on the field. Popping the Starry Night Arrival, we are going to be able to summon our Starry Night Starry Dragon. Doing so in defense position. We're going to activate to pop the back row. Phantom Knight Wings. Protect. Ooh, okay. We are buffing the Nightmare Phoenix here. This will put it up above the Starry Night Starry Dragon's 2300 defense, which means we will need another form of interruption, such as Palm Pulse or the like, to keep from being overrun here. Returning gloves to the field, boots to the hand, which means we will be able to also go into a break sword play. Activating Calm Pulse. Get out of here. Dumping a cloak for the following turn. Requiem, get Reducin, get Baboostin. Another failed mechanic is spell counters. I mean, yes and no. Obviously, you have a deck like Endymion who uses spell counters to great effect. On Pulse, number 2. We have like all the follow-up in the world. So here's the thing. When you have a game that is as long running as Yu-Gi-Oh has been, you're gonna reach a point where, or not reach a point, you're gonna have failed mechanics along the way. This shouldn't be a big surprise, like, you know? Yeah, it happens. What are you gonna do? Level monsters obviously are a failed mechanic. Gemini monsters are a failed mechanic. Like, you're gonna have bangers and you're gonna have failures. Spirit monsters, yep. Obviously, the hope is that eventually one day you would potentially try reviving those mechanics, but, you know, good luck with that. Alrighty. Bixie winning game number 2. Why do I keep missing this? So apparently in the time that it took to watch that match, Bixie also won game number 3, which means he will be moving on to the grand finals. So let us move over to the other map, the other side of the top 4, and watch Gozu versus Ends. What is the one bad mechanic you guys would like to see Konami try and revive? Like, create the most busted cards for. Geminis. Flip summoning. What's in top 4? It is Starry Knight, Phantom Knight, and Salamangreat Code Talker. The thing about flip summoning is I think flip summoning would require a rework. Like, I've always wondered, what if a flip summoned monsters could flip like they were trap cards? So either change the game mechanic or introduce a card that lets you flip monsters on your opponent's turn. They tried with Ghost Trick, I guess. Meant more is like way easier to do. And much better effects. Also, Sub-Terror and Ghost Trick, sure. Why did we not use the Recoded Alive? Ah, we're doing so now. The other thing that I've often wondered if it would be possible, this is probably something you want to avoid in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I don't know how you would implement it. But as a long-running TCG player, one of the things, I mean, not just TCG, but like TCGs in general, several games have introduced cards that would begin in play at the start of the game. Usually these were silver bullet style cards that were included in a deck to try and deal with some kind of like either broken mechanics or busted cards or decks or the type. I've often wondered if Yu-Gi-Oh could ever reach to the point where they could do something like that. Skills technically are kind of like that, but imagine, for example, if like during deck construction, you met the condition of being able to summon out either a field spell or a continuous spell, like, you know, if your deck includes X amount of flip effect monsters, you can set this continuous spell directly from your deck at the beginning of the game, that sort of thing. Rank up, Requiem to the field. This will be lethal. Get boosted, recoded alive. This doesn't really do anything. That sounds like a skill. Well, yeah. I guess technically speaking, like I said, skills were the way that Konami attempted to do that sort of thing. But obviously, you're not going to add skills to the TCG. You just need to show your deck to your opponent, which isn't too bad of a condition. I guess that's true. Although, that could cause all sorts of headaches of its own, I suppose.
Duel!
I have heard it mentioned before by many other streamers, Yugi-tubers, etc. I do agree, I kind of wish they would return to the one field zone mechanic. For the decode talker, activating recoded alive, we're then going to proceed into Firewall Dragon. But I just think about the fact that a lot of obviously they tried to fix Geminis by giving them that really nice field spell. But again, any deck that relies on something like a field spell is like, well, cool. Can you search it? No? Well, okay, that really nice support does nothing for you now. Did we already activate Treason Phantom? Yes, we did. Okay. Takes out the Crackdown. The other back row must be the Wings or something non-interactive, meaning that wins game number 2. What do you think about ranked tag duels in PvP, but you can only queue with people from your friends list? I think it's a good way to avoid disconnection issues since your friends could take over. I mean, even if... Here's the thing. I don't think it's necessarily concern about disconnections that's holding Konami back. My guess is it's the fact that their netcode is kind of made of spaghetti. So it's probably them having difficulty making it so that if you have 4 people connected, one person doesn't randomly drop and cause like the duel to end.
Duel. Does Labyrinth rely on non-searchable field spell? Are you talking about Labyrinth as in Lovely Labyrinth, Lady Labyrinth, that Labyrinth? Because no, their field spell is not required. It's just nice. Early on, the deck was typically running 2 copies of the field spell and ways to search for it. At this point, many people, especially in the TCG, run like 1 copy and don't even technically have... Well, they can search it off of Ariana, but they usually aren't. It's just kind of like there. Oh no, I play Labyrinth in Master Duel. That's my primary deck right now. The you take advantage of the field spell more in Master Duel right now just because you're lacking the other power Labyrinth cards, but again, it's not required, it's just nice to have. It's different from a deck like, you know, Union Hanger for ABC or something, which is basically 100% required. Like, the inclusion of team duels to Master Duel was kind of funny to me. It felt like one of those, like, why? Like, what are you doing? Just give people tag duels. That's one thing. Here's the thing. Tag duels could be scuffed as all heck. There could be disconnection issues. It could be absolutely broken and, like, unfun, like, and whatnot. I think people would enjoy it. Just give people tag duels. It's what they want. Even if it's the worst experience you've ever had, it's what people want. We have been coping for PvP tag duels for like 3 years plus. Maybe more? Three or 4, it's somewhere around there. But at this point, I also imagine it's probably a matter of just development time. Like, you're gonna only be allotted so much development man hours, and they've probably long ago put PvP tag duels like really low on the priority list. And especially with the inclusion of Master Duel to their priority timeline as far as implementing new stuff goes, that's gonna also have bumped down any sort of new additions to Duel Links. Obviously, that does not mean that they're not coming up with new stuff for Duel Links, which we have obviously seen that they still continue to do. But the priority queue is going to be much reduced. I actually like action duels. The best part of action duels, in my opinion, is the fact that you can use any character. If turbo duels were not restricted to 5Ds and Arc 5, I think it would be much better. I also like the fact that action duels has a really interesting application where you are incentivized to consider the fact that action cards can be used by both players. So if you include one as one of your 3 action cards, your opponent can use it. So you really have to think like, yo, this is a really busted action duel card, but do I want my opponent to be able to use it? Sword number 2. Just put 2 busted cards so you always have 1. Well, that's not the issue. I'm just saying that, like, your whatever action cards you include. Oh no! Ends, why? Oh, he must have hit. He must have hit the cross swipe. Well, there went our last hope for today of avoiding a mirror match finals. Roll despair. Alrighty, Bixie. Your match is live. The grand finals will begin in just a moment. Appreciate each and every one of you who has hung out here today. The last 2 days of tournaments have been a lot of fun. As you guys are probably aware, yesterday's Duel Links Grand Prix was absolutely crazy. We had World Chalice making it to the grand finals, which came out of literally nowhere. Top 4 yesterday was Mech Knight, World Chalice, Vendread, and another Mech Knight. Wild. Here is the tournament report for anyone who is interested. Today's event, while we are going to have a Phantom Knight mirror match, has seen a lot of really interesting decks make it to the top. In the top 8, we had 2 Dark Magicians, a Synchron, a Salamangreat Code Talker, amongst other decks. But hey, sometimes the tier 1 deck of the format makes it to the finals, and here we go. Bixie versus Gozu. Bixie will be going first.
my monster's effect. I activate my monster's effect. Join the cat. I know what to do. I activate my monsters. I know what to do. I know what to do.
He knows what to do.
Now we are actually going to see a really interesting play here. This is kind of unusual. You don't see it very often, but it is built specifically for the mirror. We are going to be able to go into Abyss Dweller, taking advantage of the fact that you can level modulate your Stained Greaves and use the level 4 Fragile Armor. By going into Dweller, you will be able to completely shut down your opponent's turn.
I draw. Sure you want to do that? I activate my monster's effect. I set a card. I'll set a card. I end my turn. My turn. I draw. I'll play this. I flip over my set card. I activate a continuous track.
Our opponent will activate Crackdown, immediately stealing the Leviair. By doing so, we will ensure that we will not be able to have follow-up. Gozu had the real PK combo, set 3. True! Bixie does not care, goes in. Which makes sense. By doing so, you will deny your opponent the ability to go into a Phoenix play on the following turn. Looks like that is what we are going to aim for, activating Book of Moon. By doing so, we will shut down the ability to do Dweller on the following turn. And we have navigated the Floodgate scenario to make it 2. A potential chance to play. 3 cards in hand. We have not activated our skill yet. 1 face down that we don't know, while our opponent has 2 face downs of their own. Activating Treason Phantom, revealing the launch and the boots from hand. We're going to go ahead and send launch to the deck, dumping Cloak. Cloak is going to be able to search for a copy of Ragged Gloves. Normal summoning the gloves. Special summoning the boots. Any responders. Going into Breaksword. Breaksword will get the 3000 boost, but that doesn't matter. We are thinking what we want to do here. Do we disrupt? I mean, you probably should. Question is, can you? As you are aware, common back row in the Phantom Knight deck is going to be Lance, Book, Crackdown, Compulse. A lot of them have actually started easing off of the IDPs, surprisingly enough. We are big thinking here. What are we going to do? Targeting the back row. I take back everything I said. We do have access to IDP here. We're going to get Venetian, taking out the wings. One card left in hand, one back row. Activating wings, gonna bring back the Greaves from the graveyard, likely meaning that we have a monster in hand. We do. It is Cloak. It's gonna come down to this back row. Can we disrupt this play here? Boosting the Greaves, suggesting that we might not even make an aggressive push here. Oh no, we are. We must be reading absolutely no delay here. Shotgunning the Dweller. Once again, no graveyard effects for you. Activating IDP just to steal the opponent's monster, allowing us to go into a break sword of our own. Did not banish because who needs to do so? But... Huh? Crackdowning immediately. We were under Dweller, so it actually makes sense that we didn't pop there. Fragile Armor effect, drawing us into a Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone. Gonna get us back our Break Sword. Hello, Whirlwind. Welcome. For all that said, there's actually been a surprising amount of back and forth in this match. It looks like Bixie is probably in a position to... Well, we have to be careful though. So if we pop, our opponent will float as well. We'll float. We just discarded our rank up, so we can't go into Requiem. We can take out one of the monsters. But would we be able to go? If we have a second wings, we're big chillin'. The limit 3s in this deck really bothers me. Yeah, I mean, that's like the endless debate. That said, there's a good possibility that after the next KC Cup, they'll probably get a limit 3. Oh, hello. Normal summoning gloves going in for 3,400 with the Malevolent Sin, and Bixie does find his way to lethal in game number 1. Well done. Alrighty. Gozu will be leading things off this time around. Will he be able to replicate that Dweller first play turn, or will we see something a bit more standard? Oh, I would not be surprised if they get a limit 3 again. It'll be kind of funny considering they were just on the limited list and had it removed, but it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and activate our skill, sending a little launch back to deck. Fragile Armor, we might be going for it. Do we have the Greaves? No Greaves. So this will not be the Dweller play unless we have the Dweller here. Nope, no Dweller. This is a much less... okay. Does not go for Requiem. Understandable. Looking to just have follow-up on the next turn. However, Bixie does not appear to have opened particularly well other than the back row. Crackdown. Doing to Gozu as Gozu had done to him. In the draw phase, activating Crackdown, get yoinkin'. Book of Moon on the newly summoned boots will stop any attempt at making a offensive push here, and we will just pass back to Bixie once again. Minor spelling error, Ailman. Going into the Nightmare Phoenix, setting another 2 back row, and then going in on the boots. Wings will protect, allowing us to make an offensive play in the following turn. However, we will activate Ice Dragon's Prison here. Get Yoinkin. Going into the Leviair, however, looks like we just want to keep a body on the field and get the offensive push on instead of Bonetian. Interesting decision. We are calling the 2 IDP. Come forth, the Phantom Knights of Breaksword. Show us IDP number 2. Nope. You got a Book of Moon, though. So Ailman, keep in mind that probably is using the selection box crystals. It's basically crafting. It's like crafting a guaranteed royal in Master Duel. It loses a bit of its like special charm. Well, to a degree. Obviously, if you like bling out an entire deck, then it's kind of cool. But when it's like generic back row, it's kind of like, whatever. Reviving the boots on special summon of the boots. We summon the Greaves, and Bixie must know what is coming. What we could do there is go into a rank 4. We could pop the back row, go into a rank 4 play of Rebellion, go for our launch, get reducing OTK over either of the attack position monsters. Which means we go to game number 3.
Duel.
Activating Treason Phantom, revealing double gloves, sending one of them back to the deck. For the fragile armor, discarding, searching for a boots, gloves to the field, and the Greaves. This does mean we're going to be able to put our opponent under the Dweller lock. Searching for a copy of Wings. Forth, Abyss Dweller. Double back row, one of which is a Wings, and pass back to Bixie. You did this to me game 1. Enjoy in return. Gloves plus boots. Come forth, the Phantom Knight of Breaksword. Get a boostin'. Obviously, we do not want to activate our pop effect here, as it would, while it would destroy, it does mean that we would not get to do anything on the following turn. We will protect ourselves with the wings by boosting to 22, taking 8, but ensuring that we will have the Dweller follow up on the following turn. In the draw phase, activating IDP, give me your Leviair. You will never get more than one activation of this card. We do have the Forbidden Lance. Will we have another form of interruption here? We do not, meaning that Leviair will be able to resummon from the Banish Zone. Bringing back the boots. Leviair plus Silent Boots into Nightmare Phoenix, forcing out that back row. It is a Crackdown. Abyss Dweller. This should just be lethal. Cloak, grab a normal summon. Activate the graveyard effect of the wings. Bring back. Go into the pop. Pop the opponent's monster. Go into our Rebellion Dragon. Activate Treason Phantom to remove the materials. Go into... it does whatever. Doesn't matter. We are... victorious. Gozu winning game number 3. Well done, Duelist. And with that, we have reached the end of today's tournament. Thank you so much, everybody, for those of you who showed up, participated, hung out, etc. If you are interested in these events or any other like them, you can join the Discord. We host tournaments 2 to 3 times per week, usually having a very good turnout, both in players and in number of players and quality of players. I've been extremely happy. Can I show you the builds? Yes, we can go ahead and show some of the deck builds. Just doing the last minute spiel, I do apologize. In addition, I will be doing a ladder climb stream tomorrow. So if that interests you, yeah, definitely show up for that. Would be cool of you. We're probably gonna try and finish Dark Magician, the Dark Magician climb rather. Okay, what other decks we want to look at? We can grab Master G's Synchron list. We can grab Kuya Hertz's Dark Magician list. We can grab Zaga Zaga's Dark Magician list. They are a little bit different from each other. Let's grab one of the hero lists. And let us grab one of the Metal Foes lists. Okay. This is going to be... Whose list is this one? This is Gozu's. So, interesting inclusions here. Oh wait, no. This isn't Gozu. This is Bixie. Sorry. This is Bixie's list. This is what tournament? This is the Duel Links Grand Prix number 16, single elimination. 1 IDP, 2 Crackdown, only 2 book, but the inclusion of 2 Cosmic Cyclone, which we did see come into good use here. The inclusion of Dweller. And then this would be Gozu's deck list. Very similar to the other one. We're running Lance instead of book. Sorry, Lance instead of Cosmic. And 1 additional Book of Moon. Otherwise, pretty much the same. Here is Refresh's Starry Night, Starry Dragon deck list. 3 Starry Night, Starry Dragon. The 2 Flamel is a little unusual. Usually you want to max out at 3. Otherwise, the list is fairly standard, except we're running MST over books. But that's going to be personal preference there. Using life point boost alpha instead of one of the other life point skills, which is fine. Here is ends. Oh my god. Hello? When asked how many pixels should the screenshot be, Ends said yes. Salomon Great Code Talker Alive, 22 card list. We are running triple mining, double Signet Backdoor, has the Reclusia, only 1 copy of Foxy. Otherwise looks fairly standard. Very good. If you are looking for a combo style deck list, this is one that is a lot of fun. Here is Master G's Synchron deck list. Fairly standard-ish. As you are aware, this will very easily get you to your Shooting Star or Stardust Warrior. If you heckin' love Yusei, this is the deck list for you. Then here is Kuya Hertz's Dark Magician list. We are running Necro Valley in this one. So it should be noted that this particular list has foregone the use of Magicalized Fusion, which I would say is kind of viewed as standard. So rather than going for additional plays, you seek to lock down the graveyard with Necro Valley. Got him to top 8, so obviously there is something to it, potentially. Not sure if this is how I would play it, but it is definitely one alternative. Triple Illusion, double Dark Magician, triple Dark Magician, 3 of the Quick Play Fusion. Yeah, this is a pretty clean list. And then this is something a little bit more closer to what I think is a bit standard. This is Zaga's list. Running 1 additional Dark Magician Girl, 2 copies of Magical Dimension, which is a little unusual. Only 2 Dark Magical Circle, 2 Magical Eyes. I don't know about the Crackdowns personally, but they are an option. I can understand 3 Fusion Spell. I think that's probably the way to go with the deck now. I think I prefer the Magicalized Fusion variant, especially since you have the... Now, I will say, let me take that back. Crackdown is funny as a way to actually get into Dark Cavalry, so do keep that in mind. That is a possibility. Here is Puzzles' Hero Alliance deck list. If you own heroes and want to combat some of the stuff on the ladder, I think this is a perfectly fine build. The cheeky Drowning Mirror Force, but specifically the fact that you can search out Super Polymerization and against some of the top decks in the meta like PK and Dark Magician, you can just yoink and yeet their monsters, I think is pretty funny. Very good list. I like it. And then we have Hurry's version of Metal Foes. We are running triple Piercing the Darkness here. 1 Luster Pendulum, 1 Hamster, 3 Rabbit, 3 Bismugear, 3 Gold Driver, 1 Scout, 2 each of Steelin Volflame, 1 copy of the Monolith, 3 copies of the why am I drawing a blank? The other Metal Foes monster, 1 copy of Full Metal Foes Fusion, triple Summoner's Art, double Painful Decision, and 1 copy of Metal Foes Fusion. This got to top 16, I believe. Pretty neat list. I like it. I actually kind of want to try it out now. But, alrighty, guys. And with that, we will go ahead and call it for this stream today. As I said, probably going to do some ladder climbing tomorrow, so do consider dropping a follow if you haven't already. And yeah, show up for that. It'll be a lot of fun. Who do we want to raid today, though? Is there anybody interesting here in the category? Why don't we just we could give some love to Whirl, or we could give some love to somebody in the category here. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid this person. I don't know who they are, but they look chill. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you, and have a wonderful day. To the winners, I will get to you in the Discord in just a little bit.